In Project 3, we're going to take a look at another feature that Word has to offer us that actually is an option that allows us to compare two different documents and then displays the differences as track changes in a third document. So in this particular feature is called the compare feature, and then once you look at that third document with the track changes, you can go through using the methods that we did in the previous project to accept or reject those changes. So it's a very cool tool, especially when you've got a couple of documents that two individuals have been working on and you want to pull their documents together. You can certainly do that through the Compare Documents feature. We're going to begin Project 3A at the bottom of page 270. They have us starting without any document on our screen. We're going to go to the Review tab, and in the Compare group, I'm going to click on the Compare button and choose Compare. So click on that, and you'll notice two different areas here. We're looking for the original document, and the original document has already been created for us in the Chapter 7 folder, and it's called COM Agreement or Argument. I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter. We got it, I think. In the revised document, we're going to choose the edited COM agreement and double click on that. So we've got the original document, the revised document, and then for now all we're going to do is just click OK. We'll see how it comes up. This is the revised document. You can also see the source documents in one shot, but this is the third blank new document that puts the changes, tracks the changes between the two documents and puts it into a new file. So then at this point you go through and accept or reject the changes that have been put in there. Now if you wanted to also see the original documents, you could certainly do that by again going back to the Compare button, Show Source Documents, and we'll choose both. And that shows you the original document and the revised document. They are quite small, but at least you can get in there and look at those if you wanted to. Okay. Now there are also options within that Compare dialog box that they want us to look at. One of them is the level of comparison that Word makes between the original and the revised document. When they make changes, let's say for example, and I don't know if I can find one in here, but let's say that in one document it says worked and in the other one it says working, and so in the revised document or the final document that tracks the changes, it would delete out the whole word worked and replace it with working. And that's just a setting that's been set so that if there's a change in it, it deletes the entire word and inserts the entire word rather than changing just the characters like the ER or the ED with the ING. So we're just going to look at some of those and try another example in Project 3B using these same files. So I'm going to close out of what we have. We're not going to make any, we're not going to save any of the changes. And then we're going to go through the same process again, back to the compare options. Again, we're getting that original document, comp agreement, revised, edited. Then in this, and in fact some of your dialog boxes may have all that hidden. If you're not using that, obviously you can collapse it, but if you click on the More button, that expands out your dialog box, and we have some of these options that you can take a look at. The one that they want us to focus in on is Show Changes, and show changes at character level or word level. And they actually want us to change, well, they don't even want us to change the word and character. I explained that, but they didn't have us actually doing that in 3B. What they want us to look at is the moves. They don't want us to select or highlight any of the moves and the formatting. They only want to show comments, change cases, white space. So they're only comparing what we have selected. Okay, so again I'm going to click OK. And now there were changes made to the, or you can see the differences in the formatting on the titles. And since we deselected formatting, it's not going to show that change in our compared document, the results of it. So that's just an example of how you can get very specific as to what's being reviewed and compared between two documents. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. We're not going to save those. And then we're going to take a look at combining documents, which is in Project 4. And again, this is very helpful if you've sent out a document to several individuals and you want them to review them, make changes to the document. And then when those documents come back to you, you want to be able to combine those, each of those documents back into the original document, the one that you've originally made. So the Combine Documents feature allows you to do that. And we're going to test that again in Project 4A. By bringing up a couple of documents and combining those. Again, we're going to the Compare button, but this time we're going to choose Combine. And notice here it says Combine revisions from multiple authors into a single document. Now this is several steps that you would have to make. You would compare two, get it into the original document, and then you go and compare another one. So we're going to have two different files, we're going to assume that have been sent out to two different reviewers. We're going to pull those back into an original document. Okay, so we're going to combine. The original document is called Original Lease, which makes sense, and we're combining that with another file called Lease Reviewer. Notice there's Lease Reviewer 2. So this original document has been sent out to additional two people. We're receiving now Lease Reviewer 1. And they're not going to have us make any changes right now, so we'll just click OK. And the combined document is going to come back. Now they do want us to save this. I'm going to save it in our coursework. And we're going to call it Combined Lease. Now they have some other, obviously, characters like Word Level 2, Chapter 7, Project 4. I'm going to leave that off. But the Combined Lease Agreement takes, again, the Lease Reviewer 1, their comments, and combine it with the original one. So I'm going to click on Save. Alright, then I'm going to close out of that. And then we're going to take Lease Reviewer 2 and combine that with that original document. So we're combining what now is Combined Leased Agreement, and we're going to compare that to Lease Reviewer 2. Okay, so we're going to take that document, combine it into our original one. Double click on that. And I don't have us make any changes. We'll just click OK to that. So again, now we have Lease Reviewer 2 into our combined documents. We've got both of those reviewers and their information in our original document now. And again, just like we did with the comparing, we can go in, show source documents. We can either show just the original, go in, show just the revised, okay, hide source documents, so all we see is the final product where the two reviewers have incorporated their changes into this original, or we can go back and show both. Okay.